Hey everyone, this is Spider-Man 101, and as you can see, my room is quite different right now. But that's not the point. The point is, we're here today, or tonight, to talk about Descendants 3. Descendants 3, Descendants 3, Descendants 3. Now, that was a callback to my Descendants 2 review when I said Descendants 2, Descendants 2, Descendants 2. But, obviously, I love these films. They are amazing. They are the best DCOMs ever made, and this one is no exception. This Descendants 3 is my new favorite out of the franchise, and that's because it's the final movie. This is the movie that's gonna end. This is the movie that ends the franchise, but it still manages to tie up all the threads, and it manages to give all the characters more development, which is absolutely fantastic. Like, for example, Mal obviously went through the biggest development out of anybody in this series. Like, it is epic how much development she's gone through, but she's the main character. What do you expect? And of course, Dove Cameron's amazing. Mal just has that real leadership quality to her now, which I thought was really good and a great development for this character that started off as just, a thug jackal that stole candy from babies. So that's nice. Evie, I'd say, is still my favorite because she still has those qualities that I enjoyed in Descendants 2, but elevated, which I enjoyed. Carlos, rest in peace to Cameron Boyce. Plus, sidetracking real quick, I absolutely loved that both tributes that they did before the movie started and after the movie ended. I thought that both tributes to Cameron Boyce were great. And, I did my own Cameron Boyce tribute. If you want to see it, it's on my channel. But, I thought it was absolutely great that, they managed to do both tributes very well. And, it was obviously very sad when I heard the news that Cameron Boyce passed away. Because, me being a hardcore Disney fan all my life, I was around when Jesse started to when it ended, and I saw everything that he's been in and everything that he did outside of Disney, and he's just a real inspiration, and he will be missed. And this was his last performance, and he did a great job in this film as he did in the other ones, but this one he was especially good in this because Carlos is a character where he went from being the one of the group who was basically comedy relief to being this wise, gentle person that you could go to for advice, or you could go to for to really get, man, how do I put it into words, to get it, to get the best advice possible, to get just the right person to talk to overall, which is who Cameron Boyce was in real life. He was a kind, gentle person. He was an amazing person. He was an inspiration. He was all of these things. He was extremely talented. And I've never met the guy in person. I just judge him by his character, and his character was absolutely inspiring. And so, he will be missed. In terms of Jay, his character developed as well, and he turned into a real softie, which I like. Uma, played excellently by China Anne McClain, was really good, and she had a lot of character development as well, along the lines of Mal. And they did a great job. They just did a great job developing these characters, the characters that we've known for a while. Now, as for the characters that we didn't know for a while, like Hades, for example, from Hercules, I still don't understand how that film is a classic. I absolutely hate that movie. But the best part about that movie was Hades. And Hades in this film is great. I don't know the name of the guy who plays him, but he does a good job. And, you know, you really feel like you're looking at the Hades from the movie, which I really appreciate. And Hades and Maleficent, like, that's the weirdest combination in the world. Anyway, it was really, like, he was really good in the film. Audrey, I hate Audrey. I hate her so much. By the end of the film, she was fine, and she was played excellently by Sarah Jeffrey. But I've always hated Audrey. Going into Descendants 1, I hated Audrey. I was so happy to not see her in Descendants 2. But then they put out that video a couple weeks before Descendants 3 came out, talking about where she was, what happened to her, and all that, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then she comes back in this film, although she does have a good song, but, you know, I hate Audrey. Simple as that. But, yeah, the action scenes in this film, sorry about that, I had to take a quick break to charge my camera. But, like I was saying, the final battle was very anticlimactic in my opinion compared to the last one. And even the first one. But, yeah. But the only problem that I have in terms of this film is that because the story is a lot darker than the first two, some of the songs that they placed into the film didn't fit. They were great songs, but they felt misplaced. They felt like they didn't belong there. Because, you know, with the darker story, all these cheerful, upbeat songs, you know, kind of, you know, felt out of place. So, yeah, that would be my only issue. But, yeah, this was a great film, a great end to the franchise, a great tribute to Cameron Boyce. Just great all around. And I'm going to give this film a 9. Well, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. 1, because I hate Audrey. And 2, because of the music being, you know, some of the music being out of place in scenes because of the dark tone. But, you know, besides that, the movie was really good. And, you know, Descendants will definitely take its place in history as some of the greatest Disney films that have been made. The best DComs of all time. And, you know, they'll have their place in the Disney Pantheon. But, don't think I didn't see what you did there with the Zombies 2 tease, Disney. As far, like, I said in my Freaky Friday rant that I really like Zombies. It wasn't the greatest movie ever, but I felt like it was a great film. So the fact that we're getting Zombies 2 and it's confirmed is just great. But I always expect with every DCOM for there to be a huge announcement for either the return of an established franchise or something completely new. So yeah, that's great. So yeah. And long live evil. Not really. Because we're rotten to the core. I'm SpideyFan 101 saying peace. And farewell, Descendants. You will always be in the hearts of all of us Disney fans.